We are live on YouTube now, Julie.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. It's where we blend spirituality and practicality to help you live a life of purpose and joy. Happy Valentine's Day. We'll be releasing this show on Valentine's Day and very exciting. My assistant Rachel's been sending me pictures of her youngest, whose name is Phil, and he's 3. And the best Valentine's story I've heard is Phil could only sign his Valentines for his classmates 2 at a time because it was just too much work. He needed to take a break and then come back and sign 2 more. So I thought that was just darling. But he had his big party yesterday and so cute to see those little squirts, celebrating Valentine's Day, even to the old folks. So I hope your Valentine's Day is wonderful. Know that I love you all dearly. Thank you for being a part of this community. And, I hope your Valentine's Day is special. Okay, Chris, who do we have? Let's just bring him in. We've got, well, as he's doing that, if you want to have a conversation with me, come into askjulieryanshow.com. If you're coming in on the YouTube live stream, we're at Ask Julie Ryan. Just put your first name, where you're located, and your question in the chat. And Samantha's over there helping our YouTube peeps, and Chris is on the other end on the main dashboard, and he's putting people in. So it's always fun for me because I never know who they're gonna put through and what their questions are and what Spirit's gonna say. So bring it on. Makes it fun. Leslie. Hi, Leslie.
Hi,
How are you?
Michael. I'm good. I'm from Texas.
I can tell. Where in Texas are you?
I'm in Central Texas. I'm between Austin and Waco.
Okay, terrific. Well, welcome. You got a question for me?
I do. I have an issue with my vertebrae in my neck, or it affects my shoulder here and stuff. I was
Okay,
wondering if you'd have that for me.
sure. Sure. Did you have an injury or it's just kind of wear and tear? What's going
Uh,
on?
I think it's just wear and tear more than anything. It's
Okay.
not an injury.
Okay. All
Uh,
right. So I'll get you on my radar and we'll see what's going on. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, how this works is I'm going to raise my vibrational level. I turn my radar on and off at will, Leslie. It takes me a nanosecond. And I'm going to watch a laser beam come from my body here in Birmingham, Alabama. It's going to hook into you in Texas. I just jump on I-20 and head west, and I'll run into you from my house. And then I'm going to have a hologram of you in my mind's eye. And it's going to be as if I'm looking at an x ray or a CT scan or an MRI. I'm going to envision shooting energy from your feet up through the top of your head. It's going to go to your neck. We'll see what's going on. I'm going to describe in detail what I'm seeing, Leslie, and I want you to envision it because it'll help
okay.
integrate the healing into your body. For those of you that
Okay.
are listening and watching, please envision what I describe as well, because that's all of us are going to be working on, Leslie, to help him heal his neck, because we're going to be sending energy to you in the form of a healing, and then you'll integrate it into your body because nobody heals anybody else. We all heal ourselves. So
Okay.
here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama. Heading over to you in the Longhorn State. Got you. Shooting energy from your feet up through the top of your head. Okay. So it looks like you've got some disc degeneration in your neck to me, Leslie. And discs look like, imagine like a water balloon that isn't filled all the way. So it's kind of a squishy water balloon.
Okay.
And so imagine that's what the discs look like, and the vertebrae look like baby back ribs. So when that disc is starting to degenerate, those ribs start to collapse a little bit, and it causes pressure, and you can have a bulging disc that pushes on a nerve, which it looks like that's what you've got going down into your shoulder. Do you have pain that radiates down your shoulder?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So what we're doing is propping up those vertebrae. So imagine you're propping up a couple of bones in a rack of baby back ribs. I mean, I am talking to a Texan, so you know what I'm talking about. And the the spacers look like those little spacers that you'd see a tile mason use when they're
Right.
laying tile out before they put the grout in. And
Yes.
then what I'm doing is pushing that disc back in. Spirit working through me and with me to help you heal yourself. So pushing that disc back in, putting a dollop of stem cell energy on there, which is the
Mm.
coolest stuff ever. It's a light amber colored gel, has sparkles in it because it's woo woo, gotta have sparkles. And it reminds me of Dippity Doo hair gel. You may have heard of that back when we were kids. And there's a vortex spinning outside of the back of your neck, and that's gonna regenerate that disc material to hold those vertebrae up in the proper position. And then there's this little netting, Leslie, that gets put on the end of the vertebrae to hold that disc in place. And it reminds me of a goldfish net. You know how fine those are to get goldfish out of an aquarium or out of a bowl. So we're doing that. In the meantime, we're going to work on that nerve that's gotten pushed on by that bulging disc. So imagine that that nerve looks like a tubing. Think of aquarium tubing, and when a
Mhm.
nerve is injured, it can get gunk inside of it. That's a medical term I invented, gunk. And it's made up of dead cells and like just other junk that gets in there. So imagine there's a little corkscrew in there that's running through there that's grinding up any kind of gunk
What,
that's
honey?
in there. And then
I know they're so precious.
it's getting irrigated out. Chris, we got some background noise. I think you're on it. And now we're going to put stem cell energy in there as well. Again, light amber color gel, sparkles, dippity doo, vortex spinning outside of it. That's regenerating that nerve. And when the nerve comes back after the healing, when I see it, which is what it's doing now, is as it's regenerating, it starts at the beginning and then it turns pink and looks like a healthy nerve to me. So I hope that helps you feel better.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank,
Thanks so much for joining us. Happy Valentine's Day. Do you have big plans?
thank. Yeah, I'll be at work.
Yeah, but do you have a honey you can take out tomorrow night?
No, I don't. No,
Ah,
no.
women women of Central Texas. Leslie's available. Go take him out to dinner for Valentine's Day.
I'll
We'll
have to
get a
do that.
we'll get a whole group of them to take you out. That'll be fun. Thanks so much for joining us. I hope you feel better.
Thank you very much.
You
I
bet.
love
Bye,
you.
Leslie.
Bye.
Oh, fun. Alrighty. AskJulieRyanShow.com if you want to have a conversation with me. And if you're joining us on the YouTube live stream, we're at Ask Julie Ryan. You can put your question in the chat, put your first name, where you're located, and your question. And Samantha's over there helping out. Got Chris on the main dashboard. So the gang's all here this evening to help us help you heal yourself, talk to your deceased loved ones. You know, I am a buffet of psychicness. So we can talk to your pets, we can do past lives, we can get advice, we can talk to your angels, your spirit guides. I mean, whatever. That's what makes it so fun because we can do anything and everything. And once you connect with spirit, you know, you're connected with spirit, so you can take it anywhere you want. All righty, Chris, who you got? Who you got next? Oh, somebody from YouTube. Hi, Jamie from Las Vegas. I have a 4-year-old female Great Pyrenees that's having trouble with allergies or something. She's always licking her paws and legs. Her name is Noel. Can you ask her what's up? Absolutely. Okay, Jamie, first of all, watch the show that we released last weekend with Marcy, Dr. Marcy, and she's a holistic vet. And I believe we released it on Saturday or Sunday. I want to say Marcy Fallick. And she has lots of wonderful information for pets and their owners. in that episode. So listen to that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect into you, and then I'll go from you to your baby. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading out to Vegas. Got you. All right, going to your dog. You didn't tell us your dog's name. Oh, Noel. Sorry. I read that. I just forgot. Blonde moment. Noel. All right, Noel, what's going on? Yeah, she's allergic to the stuff that's being sprayed on the lawns that she walks on, whether it's yours or whether you have her for a walk. So what I'm watching is I'm watching just her whole system get irrigated to get that stuff out. And it's chemicals, that's pesticides and herbicides and things like that. So irrigating her whole lymph system, irrigating her whole vascular system, just her system in general. And there's 2 holes that have opened on her front feet, 1 on each of her front paws and 2 on the back. So we've got 4 holes, and all of those toxins are coming out the bottom of her feet. And now there's a spiral of energy that's spinning around her. Imagine it's a slinky toy and it's on her horizontally. She's standing up on all fours. And so that's spinning, that's helping rejuvenate her body. But that's what I'm getting. Listen to the show with Marcy Fallick, and she's going to be able to help a lot. There are holistic remedies that are herbs and plants and stuff like that that they can use. The cortisol things that are usually prescribed can help, but Dr. Marcy talks about things that you can do to heal them and get them in good shape. So listen to that episode, and I hope that healing helps Miss Noel feel better. Thanks, Jamie. Will do. Okay, Jamie said will do. All righty. AskJulieRyanShow.com. We're on Ask Julie Ryan on the YouTube live stream. I say that a lot throughout the show, you guys, because sometimes people join us after we've started the show and they're trying to figure out how to get in touch. So that's why I repeat it a lot throughout the show. All righty, let's see who's next. Oh, Chris is reminding me to remind you guys to subscribe and hit the notice so you'll know when we have a new episode out. We do this show every Thursday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific. And it's our call-in show that's done live. And then we release 3 interview shows in addition, and our guests are so wonderful. My team does a great job of finding people to bring in to educate all of us. And so it's fun to get to talk to them, and hopefully you're enjoying listening to them as well. All right, Chris, who's next? Hi, Beth.
Hi.
Where are
I'm
you?
from California,
Where? I'm sorry.
Patterson, California.
Oh, where's Patterson? I haven't heard of it.
We're kind of a little one of those little towns off the side of I-5. I'm just outside of about an hour out of San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Terrific. Well, wonderful. Welcome. You got a question for me?
Yeah. So I've been actually battling rheumatoid arthritis for about 20 years.
Okay.
But a year ago, I woke up and my hands were like about 5 times their normal size.
Oh,
They were all
boy.
swollen. It quickly spread throughout all my other joints where I was having trouble walking and stuff. And so I took some prescription medicines trying to get it under control. It didn't work. They wanted me to go back on biologics. I was like, nope. And so I started doing a lot of energy work, which we've gotten it down to, I've got movement and swelling's down as long as I stay on my anti-inflammatories. But if I go off of it, it'll start freezing, clicking, snapping. I have to like snap them back into place sometimes.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, worked with an Ayurvedic doctor. I've worked with a functional medicine doctor trying to fix things to stop this, and nothing seems to reverse it. It actually continued to get worse and worse instead of better.
Okay. And you're not very old. You're young.
59.
Yeah, you look like you're a lot younger than that. So what I'll do is I'm going to get you on my radar. We'll see what's going on. And then there will be a healing. So picture what I described, because that'll help integrate the healing into your body. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading out to you in Northern California. Got you shooting energy from your feet up through the top of your head. All right. So not only is your whole body inflamed, but where your joints are, the inflammation is dramatically more red. Inflammation looks like red fog on body parts. Anti-inflammatory energy looks like a royal blue color, Beth. And so what I'm doing is I'm using the anti-inflammatory energy. So imagine there's this blue fog that's coming down on your whole body. And imagine it feels kind of cool because it's going to calm down
It actually feels a
all.
little cold out before you said that.
Yeah, yeah, you're feeling it. So I want you to imagine, okay, there's this blue fog and it's kind of feels like gel that's cold that's been in the freezer, like those refreezable ice packs. If you took the gel out of the pack and you just spread it all over your body, it's going to cool everything down. When you're really in an exacerbation and you're in a lot of pain, you can picture that blue gel in those refreezable ice packs just coming down on your whole body. And you're going to be amazed at how it's going to help reduce the inflammation. So got that going on. Pulling out your skeleton out of the top of your head. Imagine, you won't miss it, I promise. It'll just be out for a minute. And it reminds me of those plastic skeletons at Halloween, that
Yeah,
you
okay.
could buy in the
Yeah.
dollar store. So I'm pulling the whole thing out, and this is my favorite part of this healing, Beth. There are these turnstiles that are going, like, up near the top of your head as it goes by your shoulders and up through the top of your head, and they remind me of those turnstiles in a car wash when they used to have brushes on them. Now they've got strips of fabric, so they
Yeah.
don't scratch the paint on the car, but back when we had the brushes that were in the car washes, those are spinning and they're getting the arthritis out of your joints as your skeleton's coming out the top of your head. Because arthritis in the joints looks like this white, like crusty, crunchy stuff that reminds me of when a battery has expired. Have you ever had a battery like in a flashlight and it's been in there for years and you get it out and it's got that white, crunchy stuff on it? That's what
Mhm.
arthritis looks like in the joints, and that's what it really looks like in the operating room on the scans, on the monitors. I've seen it a million times. So, of course, that's what it looks like in my head because it's my frame of reference. So all that's being removed from your joints. Your whole skeleton's going into a big vat of stem cell energy. Think of one of those big dunking tanks at the fair that you'll put a coach on and throw a baseball and dunk them into the tank. Light amber colored gel, sparkles, dippity doo. You heard me talk to Leslie about that. Okay, skeleton being pulled back out, going back in your body. And now there are vortices that are spinning above your head, beneath your feet, on either side of you, front and behind, all spinning concurrently. Whenever stem cell energy is used, Beth, there are always vortices that are present because that's what transforms the stem cell energy into new body parts. It's amazing stuff. I've watched it regenerate whole organs before that show up on subsequent scans. So there's that. How is your gut? Do you have GI issues?
I've had issues ever since I had my third daughter when I was right about 25 is when it all started, and just nothing seems to fix it. All the herbs, I take tons of different herbs and very
Yeah,
strict diet I'm on, and
yeah,
just
yeah.
nothing seems to fix it.
You have leaky gut. You have yeast overgrowth in your gut. And so I'm removing that. You've got enough yeast in your gut, and that's where the inflammation comes from, is your gut. So once we get your gut healed, the arthritis is going to go away and your joints can heal. Everything's completely healable in the body. The body has a tremendous capacity to heal. Everything is healable. So what I'm doing is stitching up your leaky gut, and the yeast that's in your GI tract looks like if we've mixed flour and water together to form a roux to make a sauce or a gravy. And so
Wow.
I'm clearing that out, again, spirit working through me and with me to help you heal yourself. So here are some pointers. You may have heard me talk about them before, but they they bear repeating. They're worth repeating. Number one, stay low on the food chain. If God made it, eat it. If man made it in a factory, do your best to avoid it. Yeast loves sugar. Stay away from sugar. Do you find you crave sugar?
I did, but we worked on that these last 3 years for me to break that addiction. So it's very rare now that I eat
Okay.
it. I try to stay away.
Yeah, it's the most inflammatory thing you can eat, number one. And number two, anything that's refined is going to absorb like sugar. So it's going to have the same effect. So bread, pasta, chips, crackers, cookies, stuff like that. So you want to avoid that stuff. Stay low on the food chain, as I mentioned. Stay away from fermented foods, not for life, just until you get the yeast cleared up, because your gut's a fermentation factory right now and it's producing lots of toxins. When we eat or drink fermented foods, what it does is it's just like pouring gasoline on a fire. Makes it worse.
Oh, yeah.
So
See, and I started using that more in the last year.
no, you wanna avoid that stuff. That's a nightmare. That's a nightmare. Number 3, if you're gonna eat fruit, peel it because there's tons of yeast on the peel. I don't expect you to peel a blueberry or a grape, but certainly an apple, a peach, a pear, a plum. I want you to peel
Okay.
those. Never again for the rest of your life ever put a slice of lemon or lime in a drink because the peel is full of yeast. And if you're in a restaurant, they're cutting those things up early in the morning and they sit out room temperature and God only knows what's growing on them. Think of
Yes.
being at a bar and all that fruit they got sitting out because they're putting it in different drinks. I mean, God, if we cultured that, it would be disgusting. So just keep that out. When I'm in a restaurant, I'll ask them for water without lemon. So
Okay.
do that. Freeze and reheat leftovers because yeast grows on leftovers in the fridge overnight. So you want to freeze and reheat them. And then you want to get a hold of some nice statin, Nystatin, nystatin. It's an
What was that
antifungal.
again?
It's Nystatin, nystatin. It's an
Okay.
antifungal, kills yeast on contact. It's what they give babies when they have thrush. It is a prescription.
Okay.
So talk to your doctors about getting a prescription of that. And that's really going to help heal your gut. And then lastly, Dr. Maria. Dr. Maria Amasanti is the goddess of the gut. She will help you get your gut healthy. And Chris, do you have that banner you can put up with her website, please? It's dramasanti.com. And she will help you get your gut healthy. She's just amazing. She can't prescribe any drugs for you because she's in England. She's in London. But
Okay.
she's just everybody I send to her, she gets them well on the physical side. So once you get your gut healthy, this arthritis stuff's gonna go away,
Great. Thank you
and you're
very
gonna
much.
feel better. You're welcome. Thanks so much for joining us. I hope you feel better.
Thank you.
Bye, Beth.
Bye.
Alrighty. AskJulieRyanShow.com. Ask Julie Ryan on the YouTube live stream. Put your question in the chat box with your first name and where you're located, and then your question, and we'll get those answered as well. So we'll see who's next. Up on the queue, in the queue. Let's see who Chris is bringing up next. There we go. Anne. Hi, Anne. She says, "Hi, Julie. I'm 10 months out from finishing my surgery chemo for ovarian cancer." Oh, God bless you. "So far, I'm clear and would love for you to scan me and clear all traces away so I can defy the stats. I live in the Boone, North Carolina area." Okay, Anne, Boone, North Carolina. I've been there several times. It's beautiful. All right, here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, and heading up to you in North Carolina. Got you on my radar. Let's do a lymph cleanse first. All the lymph fluids going in a big vertical oval tube. It's inside your body. It's on the front side of your body. Lymph fluid is an amber color. It has kind of a globby consistency. Think of the fluid inside a lava lamp. And there's a hole that's open on the bottom of each of your feet, and it's spinning. As that lymph fluid spins, the toxins come out the bottom of your feet. Big metal domes coming on top of you, lifting off. Think of a metal dome used to cover a plate full of room service food in a hotel when it's delivered to your room. So pulling that off, lymph nodes look like little D3 vitamin capsules to me. When they've sequestered toxins, they can look brown or black inside of them. Those are being removed. Now you're being sprinkled with stem cell energy, light amber colored gel, sparkles, dippity doo. And there are vortices spinning above your head, beneath your feet, on either side, front and behind, all spinning concurrently. And that's going to regenerate new lymph nodes. Big heavy metal detox happening now, Anne. Imagine two U-shaped magnets. They're joined in the middle around your body. They're going up and down your body, and they're pulling out metallic particulates. Those can look like a little dull piece of glitter, a sparkly piece of glitter, a little strand of metal that looks like a strand out of a steel wool scrubbing pad used in the kitchen for our pots and pans. And so removing those. Let's do a DNA healing real quickly here. You have 7 strands of DNA that have come out of an X chromosome. Remember, girls have 2 X's, boys have an X and a Y. And DNA is the recipe that tells the cells how to behave. So a strand of DNA looks to me like a piece of paper you'd see inside a fortune cookie with a fortune written on it. And it's comprised of 4 nucleic acids represented by 4 letters, ATCG. One strand can have up to 100,000 letters, can even go up to 1 billion letters. I'm watching on those letters get rearranged, and so we're redoing that DNA back to a normal recipe. I will normally see 7 strands in somebody that's had cancer. So doing that, you're getting a full cancer treatment here to make sure that you're in good shape with that. So I hope that helps. Good luck with the rest of your treatment. And I believe you're going to be just fine and you're going to completely heal from that. So I hope that helps. Thanks for joining us. The reason I'm so descriptive on all of these healings that I see in my mind's eye is because if you can envision them, it's going to help integrate the healing into your body. Even if you're not one of the callers, but you have something similar going on, just listening to the healing, when you envision it, it helps integrate it into your body. The other thing that's important to remember is these images that I get in my head are designed to give us a human frame of reference for this energy healing that we have going on. And really, with the regular allopathic medicine, go to our regular doctor's medicine, we don't see the healing happen, but we just know that it works in a lot of instances. For example, if you have a cut, you're not watching each cell attach to another cell to form new skin, but eventually the skin grows back. So we do have a frame of reference for that. For this energy healing, we normally don't. And that's why Spirit sends me all of these images to help us understand it better. Spirit language is code, like computer code, and then it's translated into images and languages and things like that. And so I'm translating all this code that's coming into my head into these hilarious images that I promise you I'm not creative enough to come up with on my own, and also information in the form of divine downloads that I get in my head too. So just a little bit of an explanation, easy for me to say, with why all of these images, I talk about them to give us a human frame of reference for this energy healing that's happening. Okay. See who's next. AskJulieRyanShow.com. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Julie. How are you?
I'm terrific. How are you, my dear?
I'm okay.
Good. Where are you?
I am in New Hampshire.
Okay. Terrific. You got a question for me?
I do. I have Hashimoto thyroid disease,
Okay.
and it's just draining me.
Yeah, I bet. Okay. All right. So I'll get you on my radar and we'll look at your thyroid and see what's going
Okay.
on. So here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading up to you in New Hampshire. Got you. So I have a hologram of you in my mind's eye, and I'm looking at you from behind, Chris, and I can see your thyroid. Are you on thyroid medicine now?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Okay. I can tell because when the thyroid is being medicated, it looks white. A normal thyroid looks pink to me. But when the medicine's happening, your thyroid doesn't need to work because you got the medicine going on. And it reminds me of if you take your index finger on your right hand and you push really hard on your forearm on your left arm and hold it there for a few seconds, when you lift it up, it looks white because you've stopped the blood flow, to that tissue. And so that's what the thyroid looks like. So imagine that there's a spiral of energy in your thyroid. Again, I'm looking at you from behind, and it's spinning in a clockwise direction. So as it comes down on the right side, comes underneath on the bottom, and heading up on the left side, it's basically rotor-rootering your thyroid, right? Or giving it a tune-up. And there's this sludgy
Okay.
stuff that comes out. It looks like, have you ever seen fudge candy get made, or have you ever made fudge
I've
candy?
made it.
Yeah, me too. So, you know how it's kinda globby and it's liquid, but it's globby liquid before you put it in the pan for it to
Pardon.
solidify, to harden. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it looks like coming out of your thyroid, and as that is coming out, the thyroid from the top is turning pink. Remember our first caller, Leslie, I said as that nerve was healing, it was turning pink? Your thyroid is turning pink as we're tuning that up and getting that cleaned out. Then we're gonna put stem cell energy on it as well. You can tell that's my favorite thing because it fixes everything. It's amazing.
Dippity
2
do
sick
me.
dippity do you, girl. 2 things that I want you to check out. Number 1, Isabella Wentz, Wentz. She has her doctorate in pharmacy. She healed herself
Okay.
with diet from Hashimoto's. Completely off
Okay.
medication, completely healed her thyroid, number 1.
Oh, I would love
Num
that.
Yeah. Number 2, there's a book called The Better Baby Book, and I know you're not trying to conceive, would be my guess. You're not ready to have a baby, but
No
what I
babies.
no babies. I think you've had babies maybe in the past, but, um,
Oh, yeah,
there's a
2 boys.
there's terrific. There's a chapter in there about how to restore your thyroid for fertility. You can pick up some golden nuggets from that. And then the third
Okay.
one is I want you to go to Dr. Kelly Brogan's website, Brogan, kellybroganmd.com. It's either Kelly Brogan MD or it may be Dr. kellybrogan.com. Just do an
Okay.
internet search on Kelly Brogan MD and it'll come up. And she healed her thyroid with diet as well. So those are 3 different things that you can look up that will give you the wherewithal to help you heal with that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I hope you feel better.
I will. Thank you.
You bet. Thanks for joining us, Chris. Let's see who's next. Ask Julie Ryan. Show.com. Julie, one question from Rosalie. If we vision the healing for another person, does our body not confuse it with our body? No. So our body thinks we need healing? No. What I was talking about, Rosalie, and great question is if you have the same symptoms, like you're dealing with Hashimoto's, envision the healing into your body, and then that will integrate into your body and help you heal. When I'm asking you to envision healing for the callers and the people who are submitting questions in the YouTube chat, what we're doing is we're sending healing to them. It's kind of like you're praying for somebody. We're all thinking of that person. We're envisioning the healing happening for them, and we're sending the energy to them. So I hope that helps. Great question. Thanks for suggesting I clarify that. So appreciate it. All righty, let's see who's next. Gerald. Hi, Gerald. How many years have you been podcasting? I think we're in our 6th year, Gerald, and we will reach show 600 next week, you guys. 600 shows. So it's such a blast. It's a lot of work. My team is amazing. Every time we do a show, there are usually 4 or 5, like 5 people that are involved in the show. You guys hear about Chris and Samantha, but there are 2 or 3 others that participate, and then, of course, moi. So, we do this to help you heal yourselves, to bring information out, and just spread the high vibe. So, thanks for that question. We're getting some fun questions tonight, you guys. All right, Rosalie, thank you, Julie, for your explanation. You are most welcome, my girl. And she sends me a green heart, which is so perfect. She's either Irish or, the heart chakra is green with Valentine's Day. We always think of love and hearts as red, but they're not. The heart chakra is green. The heart itself looks kind of pinkish to me when I get it on my radar, but I love that. Johanna, who's a graduate of my class, is from Ireland, and she always puts green hearts on everything because she's Irish, which is so cute. Okay, let's see who's next. Hi, Liz.
Hi, Julie. I'm excited to talk to you.
Thank you. I'm excited to talk to you. I love your glasses. For those of you listening, she's got these really super cool white glasses on. Very stylish, my girl.
Well, thank you so much. So I am in Gainesville, Virginia. I am
Okay.
currently at my mom's house.
Yeah.
And I have a session booked with you for an hour, but it's not until the fall. So today I'm calling
Okay, but
about my
let me stop here for 1 second on that. When you think of it, click on the reschedule button on your confirmation email. If you need us to resend it to you, we will. Click on the reschedule button when you think about it, because people reschedule all the time. And oftentimes you can get in within a few days, if not a week, when they reschedule, because life happens and they need to do something. So they reschedule and something opens up. And I talk to multiple people a week who say, "Oh, I was booked out months. And then I did what you said. I checked the reschedule button. And sure enough, I got in the next day." So, yeah, just a little tidbit for you.
perfect.
What's going on with your mama?
So mom is 80 and for the last year and a half has had gallbladder cancer.
Oh,
Um,
geez.
yeah, not a good one. It's been treated, surgically removed, but she had a positive lymph node when her gallbladder came out, the full liver cleanup resection, then 2 rounds of chemo. And she was about to start a clinical trial when she developed pneumonia. The last
Mm.
round of chemo did some damage to her lungs. So complicated. She was getting over the pneumonia. The trial is off, and now she has pulmonary emboli.
Oh,
So
heavens. Oh,
yeah, so
goodness.
she's been through it, and I know she's not quite ready to transition. I know it's
Yeah.
close. My father passed on Thanksgiving, this past Thanksgiving, and
Oh,
she's been lost without him, really.
yeah.
And she's struggling to breathe right now. She's in the hospital, struggling to breathe, and I want to see if you can help her just ease the transition, not suffer.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. Is
keep
she
her
on
possible.
oxygen? Is
Yeah,
she on
she's on
oxygen?
6 liters. It's not, yeah.
Oh, geez. Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna do, what's her first name, Liz?
And
Anne. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook into you first, and then I'm gonna go from you to your mama, and we'll see what's going on. If she's in one of the phases of transition, which means that she's in the active dying phase, and that can happen in a short period of time. It can stretch out over days, weeks, months, even years. But when somebody's in the phase of transition, it's hard for me to get a visual inside her body, because the spirit exits the body through the top of the head, Liz. And so it's like I'm trying to look at an X-ray in a pitch black room without any electricity because the
Okay.
spirit is the power source for the body. Now, it stays attached to the top of the head until the person actually transitions. But in the meantime, I don't get a visual. We can ask what's going on, but normally when they're in the phases of transition, it's been my experience doing this thousands of times, is that the healing thing, they're kind of past that, you know, they're heading towards heaven at that point. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading to you over in Virginia. Got you going to your mom. She's in phase 7 of the 12 phases of transition. So what that means is, as I was mentioning, her spirit is out of the top of her head. You know, it's hooked on. Think of a speech bubble, Liz, that is
Uh-huh.
hooked onto the top of somebody's head that gives their what their thoughts are or their comments in a cartoon. And then what's happening is she's surrounded by angels. She's surrounded by the spirits of deceased loved ones. Your dad's spirit's there. She's got pet spirits with her. Has she talked about sensing anybody in the room with her, or that she's thinking of perhaps her mother or your dad or somebody an extra amount of time?
Not an extra amount of time, but she has seen my dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
With him passing not so long ago, she saw him in the house, but she sees him, I think, more than she's speaking of.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they're afraid we think they're nuts, and they're
Right.
not. They're
I know.
actually yeah, they're actually seeing their deceased loved ones' spirits. So, there are 3 questions I always ask, Liz, and I'd like to ask them to your mom. Number 1, Miss Ann, are you ready to go? No, not quite yet, is what I'm hearing in my head. Are you in pain? She's talking about struggling to breathe. She's saying that the way that her legs are positioned, it's putting extra stress on her low back. She would like some pillows underneath her knees. So
Okay.
maybe you can call in and ask the nurses to do that for you, since unless you're going to go back over there this evening. But I would ask the nurses to do that because she's saying, and you know, like when you're kind of propped up and your legs are out straight, it does put extra strain on your back. So what do you need? I need the green light to go, is what she said. She first started talking about something vanilla, and then she changed her mind and she said, I need the green light to go. What? Are you looking for something vanilla to eat, Ann? Does she like vanilla ice cream or vanilla milkshakes, or what's up with
At
that?
all. They keep giving her vanilla Ensure, and she hates vanilla.
All right, she's talking she don't want it she don't want that. Yeah, she
Mhm.
does not want any more of the vanilla. She's first started saying vanilla, and then it was kinda like, "Well, I have one thing to say, so I'm gonna pick something that's more important." So, you got 2. You got a twofer on that one, girl. Okay, so maybe switch to chocolate, Ensure or chocolate
We keep
something.
asking for it.
Oh gosh. Well, buy it in the store and take it to her,
I
you
have
know?
been.
It's the same stuff. It's just gonna
Mhm.
be a whole lot less expensive than what the hospital's gonna charge you for it. So there's that. All right. So she needs the green light that it's okay to go. Do you have siblings? Does she have siblings? Who does she need the green light from
I
to
It's probably my brother who has not been here. He's in California, and he's
Mhm.
coming into town Monday.
Okay, good. In the meantime, get him on is she doing like a FaceTime with him or a Zoom where she can
Phone
see him?
talking. They've not been doing visual.
Get do it when you're in there tomorrow, call him on FaceTime. Do you have an Apple phone? Does he?
Yep, yep, we
Yeah.
can do that.
Or use the Zoom app on your phone and,
Yeah,
and let her see him.
yeah.
And I think that's gonna give her some peace too, because it's one thing to talk to somebody, it's something else to be able to see them and see their face. Yeah. So there's that. Alright. Another thing too that you can do, Liz, and Chris, put that banner back up, please. He had it up a minute ago. Go to askjulieryan.com, go to the 12 phases of transition page. there's a free digital download of the chart of the 12 phases of transition. Download it and save it on your phone. And then you just ask in your head or aloud, what phase is my mom in? And you'll hear 7 or 6, or she can move around. Um, I'm not getting that she'll move a lot, though. I think she's on a trajectory, but you hear 7, 8, 9, and you know that you need to stick around her.
Mhm.
And especially when they transition, through the phases fairly quickly, and to be there. But it's a great reference to just ask, what phase is mom in? And then you can refer to the chart, and that'll help a
Okay.
lot too. Have you read Angelic Attendance yet?
I
My
have
book?
gotten it. I have gotten it downloaded. I just haven't read it yet.
Okay. All right. Anybody? Okay. Let me get this right. Let me get it close to me. There we go. Chris is laughing at me because I do this every time. Because my camera is backwards to what my body is, you guys. So I look like a moron trying to do this, but truly, I am trying very hard. Angelic Attendance, what really happens as we transition from this life into the next. Anybody that wants a free copy, just go to julieryangift.com, julieryangift.com, and request it, and we'll send you a free digital and audiobook version. And it has diagrams in it, Liz. Let me find one that will show you the positions of the angels, and and what's going on. You may want to play the audiobook for your mom so she can hear it. I find that that's really helpful when families do that for their loved one, because it gives them peace, and it explains why she's seeing your dad's spirit, and that
Yeah.
she's surrounded by angels and, and other loved ones. As you go forward with this with her, there's a good chance she may talk about that she's seeing more loved ones' spirits in the room. And it used to be that we would think, oh, mom's hallucinating. Mom's not hallucinating. Mom's actually seeing those spirits. And the university-based research shows that 90% of people at the end of their lives see the spirits of deceased loved ones and pets. 90%. So that's what I talk about in the book. So I hope that helps. How are you holding up?
It's good. It's been a lot, but I mean,
Yeah.
I do believe that spirit is there and spirit's guiding her. And I know my father's there and everybody she
Mhm.
loves. So I know it will be peaceful. She is not as on board with that line of thinking as I
Yeah.
am, and has
Right.
a lot tied up in her own past Catholic religious
Yeah.
upbringing.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
against Catholicism, but she was old school, raised that
Yeah.
way. So for me, I'm almost like happy that she's not going to be suffering anymore. I will
Mhm.
miss her, but I know she is connected, and all I have to do is elevate my energy and we can communicate and talk.
Exactly,
So,
exactly, exactly. And when you play that audio for her, you tell her what she's listening on the audio is what the prayer they say at the end of every Catholic funeral mass is called In Paradisum. And it talks about, it's in Latin, which is into paradise when it's translated into English. And it talks about how the angels and your loved ones will greet you and lead you into paradise.
mm,
So you use that old school Catholic thing to your advantage to help her not be fearful, and tell her, and you can show her what the diagrams are, but she can listen to them as well. And you say, this is what they talk about in Paradisum, which was a 5th century Gregorian chant. That's where it started. So that the Catholics resonate with that.
okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. Hang in there. Look for the little miracles. Thanks for
I
calling
will.
in.
Thanks.
Bye, Liz. AskJulieRyanShow.com if you want to have a conversation with me. If you're joining us on the YouTube live stream, we're at Ask Julie Ryan. So put your question in the chat, and Miss Samantha's there to help. Remember to subscribe. Remember to leave a review wherever you listen to the show, or you're watching it on YouTube. Subscribe. where you're listening. Subscribe on YouTube as well, because, the first Thursday of every month, I give away a free session, a free 1-hour session with me valued at $750. And all you have to do is leave a review and subscribe. And then next week, which is the third Thursday of the month, I always give away a free class. So all you have to do is leave a review again. And the reviews help people find this information, usually when they're in most need of comfort, because they've lost a loved one, or they've got some health thing going on with themselves, or maybe a family member, even their pets. And so leave a review, subscribe on YouTube, sign up for my weekly newsletter at AskJulieRyan.com. Somebody submits a question, I answer it. And I'm doing my best to come up with all these ways to get questions answered for everybody that wants one. Only so many hours in the day. Remember, you can schedule with me a private session. You can schedule with my graduates. You guys, they're all fabulous. They are fabulous. You will love them. You can get in to see them quickly. They're a fraction of the cost of what I am, just because my time is so limited with everything that I do. And they can do everything that I do. They've been trained in the buffet of psychicness. So I'm getting wonderful emails from people who've done sessions with my graduates. AskJulieRyan.com. Go to the book your appointment page. They're all on there. They all have calendars. Check out the calendars, see who has the soonest appointments. And in most instances, you can get in within a week with them right now. So give that a try as well. Okay, Chris, do we have time for another question? Here we go. Maya. Hello from the YouTube. I write with the translator. Oh, perfect. I live in Argentina. My mother died in August of last year. Does she have a message for me? Thanks and blessings. Face red heart shape. So she's put in an icon. And that's how it comes through in the chat. Oh, how cute is that? She's talking about turkeys, Maya. Something to do with turkeys. Do you grow turkeys? Do you like turkeys? Do you something about turkey? Did she like turkey? Something to do with turkey. So what is the scoop with the turkeys? Turkeys were one of her favorite foods. They have lots of significance in your family. Whenever you see a turkey or eat turkey, she wants you to think of her. Now, Maya, remember, when spirit gives us something to look for, to know that they're around us, that lets us know they're around us. Be open to where you're going to see a turkey. You may see a picture of a turkey in a magazine. You may see one on TV. You may see turkey in the grocery store. You may see a piece of jewelry with turkey. You may see the word turkey. Just be open to how it's going to come in. Speaking of turkeys, one story in the bird family. I had a client one time and we were talking with her deceased husband's spirit. She was all distraught because he wasn't giving her any signs and she couldn't tell if he was around her and all that jazz. So she said, "What's a sign he can send?" And he said, "A peacock." And she said, "A peacock?" I think she lived in Boston. She said, "I live in Boston. We don't have peacocks here." I said, "Okay, just be open to it. Can pertain to something that you haven't seen yet." So she got off the phone with me. She said she opened her Facebook page and the first thing that showed up was a big picture of a full color peacock. So she emailed me and she said, "All right, I got my sign that he's around me." It just hadn't happened yet. So look for the turkey, Maya, and then come back in and let us know where you see it. Spirit comes in with this random stuff, you guys. We can't control what people say when they're alive. We sure as heck can't control what they say when they're in heaven and they're in spirit. And they come in with this random stuff. And then when I have time to be with you and we can have a conversation, then, they come in with things that are sentences and different thoughts that make a lot of sense. But sometimes initially the stuff they come in with is just hilarious. So look for the turkey, Maya. Thanks for your question. Okay, Chris, I think we have time for another question. Hi, Jenya.
Hi, you recognize me.
How
Thank
are
you
you,
so much,
honey?
Julie, for inviting me. It's such a great event, and we are so blessed to have this conversation with you and be next to you. And yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you
Oh,
from the
you
bottom of
sweet girl. Tell everybody where
such
you are,
beautiful
please.
souls right here. Yes.
Oh, tell everybody where you are.
Thank you. I'm in Colorado.
Colorado. All right. You got a question for me?
I
We
do
got to
have a
talk to your
question.
mama last time we
I
spoke. We
know,
talked to your
I
mama. It was
know,
so
and it was
sweet.
so beautiful. I miss you so much. I'm really impressed with Liz, how brave she is, and she's in such a good spirit. I'm impressed because I couldn't even talk to anyone when my mom was passing away. So
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
tough.
It's so hard.
Um,
Yeah.
I wanted to have a quick conversation with you about my health.
Yeah.
About since 2018, I have been having some GI issues. And
Okay.
the reason is I went to see Western Eastern medicine doctor who put me on tons of herbal stuff. And every single time when would come to see her, she would put more and more and more on my plate, though I came to see her not with that issue. So at the end of this whole interesting journey, I ended up having GI issue, but because I overloaded myself with all the herbs and different probiotics on top of that. So I strongly believe that this is part of the reason, why I have been having this pain in my stomach area. And
Mhm.
it's just ongoing.
Okay. All right. Let me get you on my radar, and then we'll see what's going on in your stomach. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, out to you in Colorado, and got you going in. All right. Is it on the left side of your stomach? Kind of like upper left side is where the energy went, not
Um,
like not down low near your thighs, but more
I think it's
upper.
actually down low, the low
Is it
part of
low?
my stomach kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay, because
Hmm.
the energy went to the upper part of your stomach on the left side.
Really?
You know, I always follow where it goes first, so we'll just do some exploratory,
Sure.
adventures in your stomach there. So let me see what's going on. I'm seeing scar tissue. Did you have a surgery? Did you have your kids with C-sections? Did you injure
C-section,
yourself?
2 C-sections. Yes. Two
Okay,
C-sections.
I'm seeing scar
And
tissue.
appendicitis, yeah, was removed.
Yep,
Appendix was
okay.
removed.
All right. Scar tissue, and I think you've got some GI stuff going on first, but I think most of the pain that you feel is from scar tissue. So, scar tissue, Jenya, looks like mm, think of spider web, but it's more coarse. And imagine that when scar tissue's in there and it's attached to a couple of sides of your abdominal cavity, it doesn't allow movement the way you'd like to because it's kind of tethered, if you will. Does that make sense so far? So
Absolutely.
what
Hmm.
I'm watching happen is I'm watching it get cut out. And when I see it get cut out, it reminds me of when a basketball team wins a game and they're cutting the net off of the rim in the basketball arena, because they're going to put it with their trophy. That's what it looks like. So I'm removing that. And then it gets kind of wound up into almost a cocoon. And then it's getting removed out of your abdominal cavity. In the meantime, we're going to do a DNA healing on you. There's a protein called fibrin, Fibrin. You can look it up, fibrin. It's part of what's known as the clotting cascade in blood. And when we get a cut, we want the bleeding to coagulate, right? We don't want to bleed to death. If we have a cut, we want that coagulation. But sometimes people have too much fibrin in their body and they're more prone to scar tissue. So, what I'm watching is a strand of DNA. You may have heard me with our earlier caller. Looks like a piece of paper you'd see inside a fortune cookie with a fortune written on it. And it's comprised of 4 nucleic acids represented by 4 letters A, T, C, G. Again, one strand can have 100,000 letters on it, can have up to 1 billion letters. I'm watching those letters get resequenced, if you will. So, we're returning the recipe back to a normal recipe to tell the cells how to behave because you don't need to manufacture excess fibrin and create scar tissue. So that's what I'm watching happen. While that's redoing its thing, now what I'm doing is I'm looking in your GI tract. You got leaky gut. And so leaky gut looks like, you know what a sausage link, how you've got the ground up meat inside the sausage casing? That's what the intestinal wall looks like to me. It looks like the casing that you put the ground up meat in for a sausage link. And it looks like if you took a little paring knife or a box cutter and you made little slits in it, that's what leaky gut looks like to me. Because that intestinal wall is only one cell membrane. That membrane is only one cell thick. And it's not cuts, but it's separations from inflammation. So what I'm watching is I'm watching your gut get cleaned out. And then there's this white balm, if you will. Think of a white face cream, like a thick face cream you'd put on at night before you go to bed to moisturize your face. And I'm watching that get put in your whole GI tract to get the inflammation calmed down. And that stuff's great because it has anti-inflammatory properties in it. I swear it's got rocket booster fuel to help tender tissues heal. So I'm watching that. There's a vortex spinning outside of it. So hopefully that will help. I would get in touch with Dr. Maria Amasanti. Chris, if you'd put
Put
that
down
up
the
again,
information.
please. Yeah, it's dramasanti.com. Dr. Maria, she will help you get your gut healthy. She can't give you any prescriptions. She's in London, but she is just she's the best I've ever seen, and she's affordable, and she's darling. You will love her. So I would suggest you do that too. So I hope that helps. I hope you feel better.
Thank you. Thank you, Julie. Thanks,
You
everyone.
are so welcome. Tell your
Such a blessing.
husband I'm sending him a big hug too.
Will,
Okay.
thank you so much,
All
Julie.
righty.
Thank you,
Henry, right? Your husband's Henry?
Henry.
Henry, you can give Henry a big hug from me.
He would be
So,
right here, but he took the girls to the dance class, so he would be right here standing next to me.
oh,
Thank
perfect.
you so
All
much,
righty.
Julie.
Okay.
Sweet. Thank you.
Bye-bye. All
Bye-bye.
righty, everybody. That's it for our Valentine's special. I hope you are with those you love. I hope you get to do something fun. If you eat chocolate, I hope you get lots of chocolate and roses. I got a dozen roses a day early from Tim. It was very sweet for my Valentine present, and we're going to go out to dinner, so that's always fun. So, in the meantime, sending you so much love from Sweet Home Alabama. Mwah! Bye, everybody. We'll see you next time. To enhance your spiritual journey, click on one of the videos below and remember to subscribe, leave a comment, and share with your family and friends.